Get ready for some pine-scented tension, my dears. Nothing says budding romance quite like watching your rugged mountain man rescue flaming artwork. Some heroes wear flannel, and some fires aren't meant to be extinguished. Chapter 7. Table for 3. A server appeared with plates piled high with what Maya dubbed Rocky Mountain Instagram bait. Thick-cut sourdough, French toast drowned in real maple syrup, eggs from the lodge's own chickens, and bacon that made Darcy seriously consider moving to the mountains permanently.
The chef stress bakes when he's nervous.
Maya explained around a mouthful of French toast.
Must be worried about the Christmas showcase. Last night it was cranberry scones at midnight. This morning?
She gestured at a basket of still warm cinnamon rolls.
Carb heaven.
At least someone's anxiety is delicious.
Darcy said, reaching for a roll.
Unlike my comics finale, which currently exists as exactly 0 panels and...
Mind if I join you?
Darcy's hand froze mid-reach. Callum stood beside their table, his own plate loaded with enough calories to fuel a small hiking expedition. His camera hung at his side like always, but something about his stance suggested he was ready to retreat at the first sign of rejection.
Of course.
Maya practically sang, shooting Darcy a look that promised merciless teasing later.
We were just discussing Darcy's artistic process.
Were we?
Darcy squeaked, then recovered.
I mean, yes. Very boring. You probably don't want to.
Actually,
He settled into the chair next to her, close enough that she caught a hint of pine and coffee.
I'd love to hear about it, especially after seeing your unique approach to reference photos this morning.
Oh, God.
Darcy dropped her head into her hands.
Can we pretend that never happened?
Absolutely not.
Maya declared.
Rose already has it scheduled for next year's brochure. Experience the wildlife up close and personal at Pine Lake Lodge.
Callum's laugh was unexpected, deep and genuine, with those dangerous eye crinkles making an appearance.
Better than last year's brochure. Richard had me pose with a stuffed moose.
No.
Darcy's head shot up.
Yes.
He pulled out his phone, scrolled briefly, then showed them a photo that had Darcy choking on her coffee and Maya actually snorting syrup.
You look so...
Darcy struggled for diplomacy.
Constipated?
He supplied.
Thank you. I tried to tell Richard the moose's antlers were anatomically incorrect, but...
Something flickered in his eyes at the mention of his mentor, there and gone before Darcy could capture it.
Speaking of anatomically incorrect,
Maya jumped in smoothly.
show him that panel from issue 142, Darcy. The one with the bear?
You read Darcy's comic?
Callum asked, turning those green eyes on Darcy with genuine interest.
Rose mentioned you were a webcomic artist, but I admit I'm not up on the latest... What did she call them? Digital graphic narratives?
Maya choked on her coffee.
Digital graphic? Oh, honey, no. This isn't some avant-garde art piece. This is pure, unfiltered.
Adventure.
Darcy cut in quickly.
It's about adventures and wildlife. Sometimes, like that bear Maya mentioned. Very educational.
Educational bears?
Absolutely.
Maya grinned wickedly.
Especially the one in the hot tub scene.
Which was completely metaphorical.
Darcy's voice hit a pitch she hadn't achieved since middle school choir.
It's more about life experiences, dating experiences, but not, real ones. Entirely fictional, completely made up. No actual people involved whatsoever.
Dating?
Something shifted in Callum's expression. Curiosity mixed with what might have been amusement.
Is that why Rose was so insistent about the Instagram photos this morning?
No. Maybe.
Darcy's mind raced. How exactly did you tell someone you just met that their inherited lodge's social media manager had accidentally kick-started your fake dating publicity stunt? Or that your agent was probably already drafting press releases? Or that your millions of readers might soon be analyzing his every move through the lens of a romantic subplot? Maya watched this internal crisis with the enthusiasm of someone at a tennis match.
It's complicated.
Darcy finished lamely.
Life usually is,
Callum said softly, and something in his tone made her look up. He was studying her with an intensity that belonged behind his camera lens, like she was a subject he couldn't quite figure out how to frame.
Maybe you could.
Mr. Winters, there's a situation with the hot water heater in cabin 4,
said an approaching server.
Again?
He sighed, already standing.
Sorry, I should...
No, of course.
Darcy said quickly.
Go be heroic. Save the hot water.
His lips twitched.
Somehow less dramatic than saving falling artists. But duty calls.
He hesitated, then added,
Maybe we could continue this conversation later. I'd love to hear more about your work.
Yes,
Maya answered for her.
she'd love that.
They watched him stride away, stopping to check on other guests as he went. Several of the artists sketched him not so subtly as he passed.
Girl,
Maya turned to Darcy with the intensity of a sugar-high matchmaker.
did you see how he looked at you when you mentioned being heroic? Like he was remembering exactly how you felt in his arms this morning? And don't think I missed that little smile when you blushed. That man is...
Unavailable.
Darcy cut in, but she couldn't stop her eyes from following him.
Did you see how he changed when he mentioned Richard? He's still grieving. Still trying to fill those shoes. The last thing he needs is to be dragged into my mess of a love life. Fake or otherwise.
Honey,
Maya's voice softened.
maybe that's exactly what he needs. And maybe...
Don't.
Darcy stabbed her French toast with unnecessary force.
This is business, marketing, content for the comic. Nothing more.
Maya sat back, unconvinced.
Keep telling yourself that. Meanwhile, I'll just sit here appreciating how those jeans fit him when he bends to fix things. You know, for artistic reference.
I hate you.
You love me. Now eat your Instagram bait before it gets cold. You'll need the energy for all the falling you'll be doing later.
That was one time.
The day is young,
Maya said sagely, reaching for another cinnamon roll.
and there are so many more snowbanks to explore.